What's up, guys? Welcome back. So, Banlist prediction, April, what is it? April 2024. I think this has been years last that I did the Banlist prediction, but let's go for it. I'm looking forward to, let's say, a new Banlist, and we are currently in a tier 0 format-ish, almost, Snake Eyes, Fire King, stuff like that. Plus, it's April 1st today. We passed 6 PM my time, so we are not expecting a Banlist today. So let's see, first of all, the giveaway, take a look at the pinned comment, it's this one, because this is a Banlist prediction, and I'm actually a fan of these, what is it, McDonald's, Yu-Gi-Oh, Hello Kitty giveaways, so I'll be giving away one Exodia. I have multiples of the other ones as well, as you see, and I'm definitely planning more giveaways in the near future, but if you want this one, take a look at the pinned comment and enter the giveaway that way. So without further ado, so the ban lists, at least a prediction list. First of all, there is like multiple ways to, talk about this. The things I would like to see, things I'm expecting Konami would do. There are multiple factors that you have to take into account. Have the cards already, at least did they already get a reprint, for example? What cards were banned or are banned in the OCG, etc, etc. So for me, the first 6 cards here, let's start off with the banned cards, are cards that I might see getting up on that, forbidden and limited list. The first 6 cards, I don't think most of these need an explanation, because I think most of them are on people's wish list or prediction list already. Shifter is a card that, has been mentioned on multiple prediction lists, but I don't think this is going to happen. Konami, I don't know, limiting Shifter also doesn't really make that much sense. But who knows, it might happen. Same for Sanctifier. It's a card that, especially, looking at like in the further future with the gimmick puppets, the FTK coming out in the OCG. This is more so the puppet lock, but more shenanigans. So Sanctifier is one of those cards, but in all honesty, I had Brandon Fusion up there, for limitation, but not yet. Maybe in the near future. Another card that, got so much speculation was King Calamity, but it's a card that I guess only sees competitive play. Really not that much, like especially at this format. Snake Eyes or the other decks are just far better than synchro oriented decks, but that doesn't mean the card shouldn't, deserve a ban because it's so unhealthy. And there are more cards that deserve a ban because they're unhealthy, but they won't, Konami won't ban those or hit those. So King Calamity, it's there. It's probably one of those cards that has, I think, the highest chance that Konami might actually hit it. The next one are 3 traps. Yeah, the first one, I have it there, the Harpy's Featherstorm, looking at, anti or stun decks, Fluenderies, for whatever to name one. It's one of those blowout cards that as soon as it's activated against you, you're pretty much, in most situations, like in all honesty, you lose the duel. There is almost no way coming back from this card if they happen to draw into it. So I have it there, but the thing is that this card has been mentioned multiple times already in the past in prediction lists, and it's still there. So there is no reason to change it for this point, right? The last 2, we saw on the previous TCG Forbidden and Limited list a couple of months ago. We saw, what was it, Rivalry, Golden Match going to 1. I have both Summon Limited Anti-Spell banned, but again, looking at Anti-Spell mainly, has been, putting up multiple times in the past of being, limited, banned. More so for Summon Limit now, because it's actually one of the best floodgates currently in the game, most so being side-decked, but we saw Runic Stun doing really well. What was it, the YCS Columbia yesterday, past weekend? I think it was Columbia, right? And Runic Stun actually got 2nd place, I think, so Summon Limit, it's probably, from all the cards listed here on the list, Summon Limit is probably the card that might actually get hit. Not banned, but as in, the other cards, the other floodgates just getting limited. Anti-Spell, probably the same, but that's probably getting untouched. So 6 cards, but again, in all honesty, I don't see, outside of maybe Summon Limit and maybe King Calamity, for the other cards, I doubt it. So the next row, the next cards, going to 1. I think I have about 8 cards, and again, Some of them are, I think, super obvious looking at, well, you need to hit Fire King Snake Eyes. The Snake Eyes deck, it's far too powerful. You know, what was it earlier today? We got a new OCG set hinting at Mermail support, water support, so they might actually keep the deck, you know, much longer in the format and make it like a fire water format as we've had, what was it, 2013 Mermail Fire Fist format. So Snake Eyes Ash, I feel, is the only card you could hit. There are other options, looking at Flame Birch, the green one level, but I mean, again, like normal summon Ash is so powerful, it does far too much, and a small hit inconsistency I might see happening. I believe Ash went to 2 in the OCG, and that's it for like Fire King. Well, I mean, you could definitely hit Diabell Star, looking at Wanted as well. I believe the OCG hit Wanted 2-1, left Diabell Star alone, and that actually makes sense. So, and that's something I might feel for the TCG, so maybe Ash 2-1 or maybe Ash 2-2, a small consistency hit, but I feel Wanted 2-1 might happen, even though the card has not been reprinted yet. And that's already something to keep into account, that we might expect a reprint as well, so they might just wait that one out. Prosperity, it's a far too powerful card. Hits or increases consistency of most decks, plus generic, plus, you know, lets you dig for more cards, etc. So Prosperity 2-1 might actually make sense as well. The next one, Unicorn. If I'm not mistaken, we actually got back Unicorn from 2 to 3 on our previous list, right? And I think this might happen. It's strong, generic special summons, searches, you know, like the other Gashira, Birth, etc. Speaking of Birth, it got limited on Master Duel not too long ago, but limiting Kashtira Unicorn, that actually might happen as well. So Wanted and Unicorn are on my, you know, prediction radar that Konami might hit those. And then, we already talked about Runic. You know, Joshua won, what was it, YCS Bologna a couple of months ago, and what was it, Runic's done second place, I think, at YCS Columbia past weekend. And I think, what is it, only Runic Fountain is currently the card that it's on like the ban list as in at 2, but I feel that Runic might get, I was about to say, slaughtered a bit more, and I feel for this list it might actually happen. Looking at Fountain, Runic Fountain, further slaughtered to 1, and same for Tip, so lowering the consistency and the shenanigans of Runic Fountain, right? And then last but not least, we have Pearl Loreno. Pearl Loreno with, you know, one of the best cards with Tearlament. People might, you know, when the other decks are getting weakened, might get back or pick up Tearlament again. I don't need to explain why Pearl Loreno is a strong card. It does far too much for one field spell, at least far too much for one card, right? So again, lowering the consistency, hitting the Tearlament deck. Simple as that. Alright, cards going to 2. I only have 3 cards, and in all honesty, I have Fenrir. It's a card that, for me, it can just stay at 3. I'm fine with triple Fenrir for multiple reasons. Hits floodgates, it's splashable, etc. I'm a fan of Fenrir. But with Unicorn potentially going to 1, I actually might see Fenrir going to 2. Like, how many Fenrir is allowed in the OCG? I think only 1, right? Like, correct me if I'm wrong. And I feel this is actually the time. Konami hitting Kash more. I hope not, but it is what it is. And last list, we got Harp Horror back to 1. We might see this card going back to 2, and Misk. Misk is also one of those cards that it's always on prediction lists, always, but in the TCG, I can't remember what the last list was. We got that card to 1, or it was, you know, restricted. It might happen, but probably not. They have nothing to win by putting Misk at 2. And then last but not least, cards going back to 3. I have like 6 cards, like stuff like Time Seal, the IP, not doing anything. Same for Time Seal. Change of Heart was a card we got back to 1, but you know, remember we got, you know, Brain Control Errata. I think as in within the OCG where Change of Heart got, what is it, to 3, right? I think so, yeah. This won't do anything. Like, in all honesty, targeting, there are so many cards that just let you dodge targeting effects, and this probably won't do that much. We got Snatch Steal back on our previous list, but, you know, Change of Heart to 3. Same for Bank is strong, but I'm not so sure. Like, I don't think it would change that much. Peng to 3. And the last card being Sky Striker Engage. We are getting more Sky Striker support, right, in the TCG really soon. It's not doing that much in the OCG. The other decks are far more powerful, but I mean, who knows? To give potential, at least give the new support somewhat of a push. The Sky Striker support, that is, even though it's not fantastic, it's okay. It does have some cute tricks. Play tested it a couple of weeks/months ago, but it needs 3 engage, definitely. But is it going to happen for TCG? Probably not. So, to conclude, like for this, I feel some cards deserve a place. Like stuff like, what is it, Summon Limit. That's a card that it's probably getting hit. Same for either Diable Star or Wanted. Looking at Wanted, maybe to 2. Consistency hit, a small consistency hit, maybe even to 1, even though the card doesn't, there's no reprint for that card just yet. Looking at Runics, Runic Fountain, Runic Tip, and then maybe a small consistency hit looking at Fire King Snake Eyes, mainly Snake Eyes with Ash to 1. No Fire King hits, the OCG hit Kirin to 2, but I don't know, maybe. For TCG, probably not yet. Maybe a bit too soonish. And maybe Fenrir. A typical TCG move. Fenrir to 2, same for Unicorn to 1. But honorable mentions, I'm looking at Sealantis, for example. Probably not, even though the card is always, or will always be involved in shady FTKs and loops and OTKs. But for me, that's it. So definitely don't forget, take a look at the pinned comment if you want, to win the Exodia plushie. They are fine, they are cool, but did I miss any cards? Let me know. I probably did. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Riddim signing out. Peace.